open procedure has the potential to help those suffering Parkinson's disease. Now a Suncoast woman is speaking out about her experience. ABC 7's Alix Redmonde has her story. Alex.
That's right, Haley. Parkinson's is a debilitating progressive disease. Symptoms include tremors, uncontrollable movement, and exhaustion. But would you consider deep brain stimulation surgery performed while you're awake to be symptom-free?
They made 2 1/4-inch holes in my skull and inserted 2 electrodes.
Connie Hugovine's deep brain stimulation for Parkinson's disease symptoms took about 6 hours.
You're awake, so the doctor can test it to see if it's working.
Electrical impulses stimulate the dime-sized part of the brain which produces the chemical dopamine that controls muscle movement. During surgery, she was asked questions.
Can you spell this, or what day is it? How old are you? Who are you?
James Kelderman, Hugovine's brother, says the diagnosis was difficult for the active grandmother of 13, but she aggressively sought treatment.
She's become fearless in many aspects of her life. That would intimidate me a lot, to have a surgery like that. I would have to think twice about it.
He says her decision was fueled by the progression of the disease.
Dragging her leg, the constant movements, all the experiments with different medications.
Her exhaustion.
I was up and down. It was like a roller coaster. So I napped probably 6 times a day.
Her movement so severe she developed calluses on her feet.
And I would rock back and forth or move without reason, and I couldn't not do it.
When the device is turned off, she says it's like a light switch with all the symptoms returning, including tremors, labored breathing, and she drags her foot. When it's on, it's the opposite.
So the first morning after surgery, I jumped out of bed and I go, wait a minute, I don't jump out of bed.
DBS, she says, has given her life back. Now she only has to return for programming.
I have 4 or 5 at least more hours a day of when I can function normally. I don't have to take a pill every 4 hours. I don't have to take a nap every 3 hours.
Her brother agrees.
I couldn't believe it. It was like she didn't. When I see her now, I say, "Well, you don't have Parkinson's anymore."
He's not surprised she opted for DBS.
She went forward with it without any hesitation. So she's very brave.
Yes, she is. Hugovine was a perfect candidate for deep brain stimulation because she was young enough, without other health issues, and surgery was performed at the right progression of the disease, where her medications no longer controlled symptoms, and she had health insurance. That's a big thing.
That's a big help, yes. And how are the 2 electrodes in the brain, how are those controlled?
Well, they're actually controlled with what they call a brain pacemaker. She has a pacemaker implanted near her clavicle, and then when she goes in, the doctors are able to tweak that, and sometimes what they'll do is they'll take it really low, and her symptoms come back. And then she said the last time she went, it was on the lowest setting. She was absolutely thrilled. She's pretty much asymptomatic right now. She's just on a couple of meds, so we wish her well.
Yeah, she's doing great, a very brave lady.
Yeah, very
Thank
much.
you, Alex. And now let's head over